right, 12:02 on a Wednesday afternoon, final Wednesday of the regular season for the Edmonton Oilers. They're on the ice for practice today to get ready for the Vancouver Canucks, and then obviously the playoffs looming. Still don't know who the Oilers will be playing, but it is the Boston Pizza Oil Stream. The playoff menu at Boston Pizza has been revealed for another year, and of course, we will obviously be at a few different BP's locations throughout the playoffs.
Will we?
Well, yeah, we will. There'll be a few.
Will I see you there?
Playoffs, I usually try to find a way to get out for a few
You're a
nights,
busy boy, Dusty.
Okay, so here's what I'm just taking a look at this playoff menu here. Feast like a hockey god. They've got Stinger matzo sticks. You remember the matzo sticks?
Oh, yeah.
They were so good. Now, oh, my God.
It's like cheesesteak and shawarma galore. The playoff menu. Tony sent it to me.
I see that too here.
Yeah.
These Stinger matzo sticks, though,
Dive in.
Glazed with garlic parmesan, and then served over a vodka sauce with pizza marlowe, drizzled with Mike's Hot Honey, and then topped with the little cup and crisp pepperonis on top of the matzo sticks.
The little peps.
I'm going to make a bold proclamation right now. I've not looked at the rest of the playoff menu yet. I don't think there's something that I'll be ordering before I try that at least the first time.
Oh,
I think that's my number one pick.
You were literally on the top of the menu. So
I know I haven't got down there yet.
Tony actually sent it to me, and he's like, NDA, non-disclosure agreement. And I looked through it. I'm like, I'm not going to say anything until you guys release it, whatever. The pizzas and the poutine is crazy.
The poutine looks insane.
I would definitely eat that. Even if you walked away, I would totally.
You wouldn't even care.
The bandit would come back.
Loaded chicken shawarma fries.
Yes.
Shawarma seasoned French fries, topped with shawarma spiced chicken. Mm-hmm. Roasted red onions, diced tomatoes, fizzled with a drizzle of Tabasco sriracha, and a creamy garlic sauce served with their new creamy garlic dip.
Yeah, that.
Kicking shawarma chicken pizza as well.
There's a lot of flavor there.
Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah, they got the Philly cheesesteak pizza too. Pardon me, but
yeah, Philly cheesesteak pizza.
I was thinking about this when Tony sent me the menu, and I was like, Philly cheesesteak pizza, huh? It's kind of like pierogi pizza. You know how good pierogi pizza is, but at first glance,
I've never had pierogi pizza.
If you don't, because you look at it, you go, a pierogi pizza,
yeah,
and then you have it and you see it it comes out, and you're like, oh wow, this is something, and they have the dollop of sour cream in the middle. It's very good. And listen, you can only have a pierogi. It's not one of those pizzas that lasts. You got to eat it.
That's when you got to take down. Yes. Like that's it.
And to me, the Philly cheesesteak pizza is kind of on the same plane as the pierogi pizza. That's how I interpreted it. So I'm looking forward to having that when we get to BP for whatever road game, if it's game 1 or game 3, I don't know.
Yet to be determined.
Yes.
Yet to be determined. Coach Mike texts in, says, guys, any word on the crew for the playoffs? Are Jack, Louie, and Gene getting Jack, Louie, and Gene would probably be getting the Oilers all the way
I think so. They've won
conference final if they get there again, and then CC would take over for the Stanley Cup if they were to get back there again.
It's pretty easy to say like Jack has won over a lot of people in the national spotlight.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I would like to hear Jack call a non-Oilers game.
That'd be awesome. He called that
just like on Sportsnet, call a non-Oilers game.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Do you remember when the Kings were kind of trying to coax him into going?
Yeah, didn't he do one game or something?
He did one game and he was excellent.
Yeah,
he's also done some radio games for Westwood.
Yeah.
The guy's entertaining. He's like you, very good.
Well, let's not get carried away too much.
I thought you were the Ottawa Senators new guy.
The Ottawa Senators
I had so many
extremely part-time filling guy. That's it.
I had like 6 people the next day be like, I heard Dusty's leaving. And I was like, I hope not. That's my boy.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay, good.
Nolan Fransalver says, Dusty's never tried pierogi pizza. It's the BP's mascot. I've never tried pierogi pizza.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It's very good.
I'm not opposed to it. I just have never.
But you got to
never ordered it. I usually just order meat lovers, and obviously at BP's at the Meteor. I mean, it's
so
kind of like my main thing.
But,
hey, good time last night. That was a lot of fun.
Excellent job.
Huge shout out to the crew at Kidsport again for allowing Edmonton Sports Talk to put our name on that event. The Edmonton Sports Talk Bids for Kids event Presented by Sandwith and the crew over at GS Construction. So thanks to GS, obviously, for hopping on board as a major partner with that event. So at Bell and Scona again. Yep. It was our third year doing it, third year at Bell and Scona. And they changed it this year. They moved it so that the panel was up kind of against the window and it opened up a lot more of the room.
It was very nice.
And the lighting in there was really great this year. I thought it looked good on YouTube too. I went back and looked at it after, like the lighting and everything.
Even
I thought it was an awesome night.
Even the Reed Wilkins show in front of the
that looked sharp too. In front of
they brew beer there, so it looked really nice. Bell and Scona is a sneaky good place, just off of White. The staff is great. Dre, she works there. She's one of the managers. Fantastic. You guys crushed it. I said to you, I'm like, well, good job yesterday, but you just kick it to Connolly and Gene and let those guys roll.
Connolly's he did 44 years in the business.
Connolly's awesome.
Gino's almost at 40.
Yeah.
He's like at 34 or something, I think he said last night.
Yeah.
And then Reed's over 20. I'm at about 20 as well. So there was we were talking about it on Lock Shop, Hernan. I was like 110 years of broadcast experience.
That's a lot of broadcasting.
It kicked around very nicely.
It did.
It was very smooth.
You know what I liked about it, Dusty? Listen, I've heard a lot of those stories. I was there with Gene for a lot of those stories. I wasn't there with Connolly in the 80s. I was in diapers, but they're always fun to listen to, and I like watching people's reaction. So I was looking at everyone at the table, and nobody was having their own little discussion. Nobody was looking away, and they all had smiles on their face.
The people who were sitting there watching?
Yes.
That's big, yeah.
That, to me, is important, and that's what I noticed about it. And, they're enamored with Gene. They're enamored with Connolly. You and Reed are excellent. That was excellent. It was so much fun to listen, and I do appreciate the way you guys, I could tell you and Riedrich just, kicked it to those guys. But when you had something, you took it and you ran with it. And then you're like, okay, well, guys, take it away.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. I sort of just, if I had a story that related to what they were saying, I'd chime in quickly.
But you did.
Get back to it. Yeah, no, it was.
It was awesome.
Yeah. I don't know. That really worked well. For four of us that hadn't been on the same panel, same time before. I thought but it went really well.
You get talented people with great stories, and everybody's on the same page, and it usually flows, and that's what we had last night.
It was kicking around.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun last night. So thank you to everybody who came out. Hopefully they made a ton of money. Man with the beard over on the Nasty Chat, that is Graham from Kidsport. So yeah, man, thanks for having us yesterday as well. He said had multiple people tell me yesterday that yesterday's panel was the best. He says people say that they didn't even need to be sports people to enjoy the discussion last night. So that's a positive. When everybody can kind of be entertained by it, I think that's always nice to see.
Shout out to Graham and Dana and the Kidsport crew. The keynote speaker at the end of the night was phenomenal. Tom was
he was great. We've all said that separately today. I heard Hernan say it. I heard you say it.
Yeah.
I thought that last night watching as a dad, him talking about how Kidsport allows him to give his kids an opportunity to play sports where otherwise they wouldn't be able to afford it. That type of stuff's just it's great to hear.
The line that got me was he was talking about his youngest son, and he goes, he has so much energy, and I watch him, and he's just a kid with so much energy, but now he's becoming confident and growing, and I was like, damn, that guy summed it up really nicely. That's what sports about. Not all of us are going to be pro athletes. A very small percentage.
And if you do become a pro athlete, just remember the rest of us will criticize you relentlessly.
Always.
Unless you deliver a championship.
That's what we do. Yes.
Yeah. And in some cases, if you don't deliver a championship quick enough, you'll also get ripped.
Absolutely.
All right. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. It is the Boston Pizza Oil Stream. We've got lots to get to as we work our way through the show today. Let's start, though, with what's going on at practice today. Leon Draisaitl apparently pushing it pretty good at practice today. Not going to be good to go, obviously, on Thursday, but they're still hoping at some point in the first round of the playoffs. The lines from practice today as follows. Connor McDavid with Zach Hyman. Very positive sign there. McDavid with Hyman and Savoy. Nuge between Roslovic and Podkolzin. Szymanski with Frederick and Doc. Henrique, Lazar, Kapanen. And then Draisaitl was skating with the Michaels kid. And then Ike Howard looks like he'll be the 13th forward out with Hyman returning. And then Ekholm, Boost, Nurse, Murphy, and Wallman Emerson. You know what I do like about the back end? Is that it's just locked in.
Yeah.
Like it's just locked in now. There's really no reason to mess with it. There's no like trying Stastny on the right side. It's just Ekholm, Bush, Nurse and Murphy, Wallman, Emerson. Those are your three pairs. That's going to be your three pairs. I don't even see a reason to really mix it up much. After a bad game in the playoffs, like you just know that your blue line is where those guys are supposed to be slotted right now. So, So that looks good as well. But your thoughts on Hyman skating right back up on the line with McDavid today?
Good. Breath of fresh air, a relief, however you want to describe it. They missed him, obviously. I mean, we talked about it on Saturday after that loss. And let's see how he responds. And I'm sure he wants to kind of get back in the groove. Listen, this game's going to be important tomorrow. You need the win. You need Hyman. Good, because we've had a lot of bad news recently in terms of injuries and health when it comes to this team, and it is concerning. But this is kind of a respite from that. So let's see what Zach Hyman can do when he gets back into the lineup tomorrow night, and away we go.
So is Nuge just sitting in Draisaitl's spot until he returns in the playoffs? Is that,
I don't
or
know.
does it change? Do you think? I'm just kind of looking at how it's slotted now, and no sight of Dickinson. So
Yeah.
I mean.
Last I heard, I had a few people tell me he was in a walking boot.
See, that's not good.
No.
So that's not good. So you're kind of planning for at least a round or two without Dickinson.
I hope not. But
I'm not expecting, I'm not sitting here going,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody can sit here going, man, maybe we're ready for game 3. Like, not on the ice. The boot thing doesn't sound good.
I don't know. And
So-
they shrouded in mystery. They've done a very good job of that since Jeff Jackson has come in. They do a good job of throwing up smoke screens. I don't know.
I'm looking at this, though, and I'm just saying, okay, so Nuge between Roslovic and Podkolzin, that basically makes sense. That's your best two other top 6 options on the wing with everybody else who's healthy right now.
Yes.
So when Draisaitl returns at some point in round 1, fingers crossed, you slot him in there with Podkolzin and Roslovic, or do you keep Nuge with Roslovic and get Kapanen back up with Podkolzin and Draisaitl?
How's Roslovic performing at that point? I think that's a big question.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm trying to think if, like, when Draisaitl returns, does Nuge just slide down and center Frederick and Doc, and then Szymanski comes out of the lineup? Or does Nuge go back to the wing, but then who's centering a Savoy line?
I have a lot of questions. Come game 1, come game 2. That first line I could see staying intact. The second line, my big question mark until Leon comes back is Jack Roslovic. What is Jack Roslovic in the postseason this year? Okay.
Yeah.
Right? After last year, he was a healthy scratch. Is he there? Is he noticeable in a positive way? Or is he a ghost? That'll dictate a lot of it. You have the option of throwing Kapanen back up there. Kapanen was clutch against the Golden Knights last year, obviously in the playoffs. And then Nugent-Hopkins, I mean, you could put him back on the wing if you want to. If it's not working with Savoy. Like, there's even though there's one game left, Dusty, in my mind, there are things that can change. And this lineup that we're witnessing today at practice, maybe tomorrow it's different, probably not. But next week when we're getting ready for game 1, depending who they're playing, again, up in the air, could be very different. And so I'm not looking at this group and going, well, that's your game 1 lineup.
Yeah, it's like without Dickinson, I kind of concerned about their bottom 6 center positions.
Not deep, is
like
it?
Szymanski's fine.
Sure.
I like what you see from him, but it's going in the, like, how much can you really rely on the guy in the playoffs?
Well,
and then you got Henrique, who has not been good recently. Had a little bump up, I think, when he
Yes.
like after Olympics, I guess.
Yeah.
I haven't liked this game recently. So to me, I mean, if Draisaitl comes back, you got to throw Nuge down there to sort of try to get something from your bottom. Even though we're going to dive into the numbers game with Nuge because Nuge hasn't really been doing anything anyway.
No, he hasn't.
I think they're really going to miss Dickinson. It sucks.
Yes.
But I'd really like the way that the lineup was sort of structured with him in there. It kind of seemed like everybody was sort of where they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, just I know he's only been here for a little while, but I think they're really going to miss Dickinson. So
absolutely,
we'll see how it sorts itself out. Yeah, it's tough.
Serves a very important purpose on this team. That's a whole, man. Like, good teams have a lot of NHL veterans, and those are the teams that are championship caliber. He's an NHL veteran that bolsters your group. It's a loss. And no disrespect to Josh Szymanski, who I'm very encouraged by. I think they've found a player. I think there was a good signing, but a guy that's been in the league for 10 years or a guy that's been in the league for 10 weeks.
Yeah.
It's
night and day.
Right.
Night and day.
Yeah.
Coach Mike texts in and says he liked Hyman, Nuge, and Roslovic together, and it doesn't look like we'll be getting that at least to maybe start the playoffs here, but we'll see how that sorts itself out. If you have any questions, if you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart today over at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, you have any questions for us or any comments, 780-218-9999. If you are watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us and feel free to join in on the nasty chat as well. They're going to beat the Canucks, right? I know the Canucks have been pulling out some dubs here, but home ice is on. If they can't beat the Canucks with home ice on the line, I don't want to sit here the day before the playoffs will begin and be like, ugh, kind of doubting what this team's made of. But I know these other teams have, like the Kings last night, for example, losing to the Canucks. But you're at home against the worst team in the league, playing their final game of the year. Probably, I think I heard you and Benny talking about on the post game, like the Canucks are going to be like, let's get this thing over with.
I've been on that.
And get the hell out of here.
I've been on that trip.
Yeah. Like
when the Oilers were dog crap and we would do the last flight out to Vancouver for the last game and it was painful. Guys went to their favorite restaurant in Vancouver. They went and got banged up at the Roxy or wherever else, slogged through the game the next day. And then that flight home, because it was the end of the season, the booze was flowing, and I think that's what the Canucks are going to be going through.
So this game is there for the Edmonton.
Just go take it.
Take it, get home. And look, there's a chance. We'll see what happens with Vegas tonight, but there's a chance you win that game and you're winning the division.
Yes.
So I think Vegas probably gets it done tonight against Seattle, but who knows? But either way, it's a meaningful game.
Yep.
And if you can't get that one, and that's against a team as bad as Vancouver, how are you going to win? Are you going to win 4 of 7 against? I still think they beat Anaheim.
Listen, the Oilers don't do anything easily. Yeah. As we've
you know this game's going to overtime, right? And they're going to get that point. Like
my God. Please don't say that.
Connor McDavid for 50 in overtime.
I'm here for that.
That's now. Let's say that happens. There will be some people who will be like, I can't believe the Canucks took him to overtime. But the real people will be like, what a way to end the regular season. Connor McDavid getting his 50th in overtime to lock up home ice in the first round. So, yeah.
Just this 3 in the first, 2 in the second, and then coast home 20 miles, 20,000 smiles in the third, and away we go. We'll have a fun post-game show, and then we can all look forward to game 1 of the playoffs. That'll be a wonderful Thursday.
We will have more of, like, by Friday on the Oil Stream, we'll know exactly what's going on. We can start to look deeper into the exact matchup that the Edmonton Oilers are going to have. But from an Oilers perspective, Tommy, if there is one, like, let's say outside of injuries, because that's with the team right now, it's just an easy answer. And this is a good one for you if you're watching or listening. 780-218-9999. Outside of injuries, what would concern you the most about this Oilers team going into the playoffs?
Depth. Luke Gazdic was at the game the other night.
He's in town. He might be going home today or tomorrow.
Yeah, him, Reed, and I were talking, and we were watching the team, and he goes, Reed, what's going on with the team? Those guys had a great conversation. Tommy, what's going on with the team? I'm like, Gaz, they just don't have the horses. And he goes, yeah, you can kind of see it, even from watching in Toronto. Depth is still an issue. And as encouraging as Colton Dach might be and as Josh Szymanski might be, can they do it on a prolonged playoff run? Can they elevate their game?
Well, and what is it, right? Like, what do they need to
exactly?
Like, do you need those guys to chip in?
Yeah,
like right now, what did I say? The third line was Szymanski, centering Doc and Frederick.
Yeah.
Like, are you okay with your third line? I mean, I guess you could argue Henrique and Kapanen probably more of a third line than anyway. It doesn't. The problem is like you've got like 2, 3/4 lines.
Yes.
Like, it's not really with the way they're banged up right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're not necessary. There's not, like, to me, there's not a line that I would describe as like a good NHL third line here. So, like, can you get away? Can you win a series? Can you win a few games if those guys are even at best, or maybe just like -1 as a group?
I think that's what you're hoping for.
Yeah.
Like that your big dogs get a goal or two for you, and then the third and fourth line just hang on and they give you solid minutes and don't cost you. And that's tough. It's doable, but it's tough. So that's why I think depth is an issue with this team. And unfortunately, I know we didn't want to throw injuries as the main reason.
Well, but the injuries, I didn't want to just come in and be like, oh, I'm worried about their injuries. But there's elements of the game that's trickle-down effect from the injuries that legitimately you have to worry about, right? Like, for example, one of the things I can't believe I'm saying this, and I hope I'm proven to be just a complete tool, but I'm a little concerned about the power play without Leon Draisaitl heading into a playoff series where the odd power play goal is going to be the difference between a win and a loss.
Well, that 5-on-3 wasn't great.
The 5-on-3 was, I mean, they had the puck in the zone, so I'm not going to label it as straight up disastrous.
No, but
that was a big moment to take a game that was important at the time.
Yeah.
And who was it? Was it Noodles today? It was just like, I said, without Draisaitl, what do you have to do on this power play? Because you can just have McDavid dance around trying to find somebody,
which he's been doing,
or you can try something else. And he goes, Bush has to shoot it.
Simplify.
He goes, Evan Bouchard has to shoot the puck on the power play when Leon Draisaitl's not out there. So we'll see if maybe they get to a spot on the power play where they're just, I mean, he's got a wicked shot, absolute cannon.
Yeah.
Found the back of the net over 20 times this year. Maybe that's something they can do to simplify, because the power play, the way it's going right now without Leon, that's not winning you a series.
No.
Like, their power play in the past has won series for them. This one right now is not going to carry you past a Los Angeles Kings. Like, could they still beat the Kings? Sure. I'm just saying it won't be because of, they went 70% on the power play in the first series and rolled over the Kings. Like, so I'm a little concerned about that. But
there's issues.
You know what's weird?
Legitimate issues,
is
honestly.
That I am genuinely not concerned about goaltending at all.
How good was Connor Ingram on Saturday?
Connor Ingram's been great his last 2 games.
Did you see how many times they try to go cross ice on him for one-timers, and he was right there?
Yeah.
That was very impressive.
Like, I don't think, I don't think we're going to get to a point where fans can be fickle at times, I guess, but I don't think we're going to get to a point where they lose in the first or second round and you're going, that's 100% on goaltending. Like, which in the past, whether it was right or wrong, that was definitely a narrative that was going to be there, right?
Yes.
I like, it's so bizarre, but I'm sitting here going, no, I think they're okay between the pipes.
Yeah.
As long as Ingram stays healthy.
So.
If Ingram doesn't stay healthy, it's going to be disastrous.
No faith in Jari, hey?
None.
I said it last week on the post-game show. Have Pickard up here as your black ace, address him as your backup. And I don't want to disrespect Tristan Jari, but
it seems, I mean, him being around here seems likely.
Well, you have Tompkins and you have Unger down on the farm, who have been more than adequate as the Condors go through the playoffs. Hopefully they go on a long run, and that's fantastic. But the focus is on what's going on up here. And I know Calvin Pickard got a raw deal, and I know his numbers sucked. But watching Jari compared to like Pickard this year, it's like, well, which guy do you have faith in of those two if you need a backup in the playoffs? And I would revert back to Calvin Pickard's postseason performance last year and even dip it to what he did 2 years ago. That's just me. That's just me.
Where do you come out on that? 780-218-99 99. Dusty and Tommy Gazzola with you here on the Oil Stream. Let's dive into the numbers game for Play Alberta. Play Alberta, the title sponsor of everything we do here at Edmonton Sports Talk. We got a couple of plays that have been posted. We've got the early bird bet, Sharks, Knights, and Clippers, all to win plus 280. The Lock Shop PGA parlay as well. Jordan Spieth, Patrick Cantley, and Vic Hovland, all to finish in the top 20 of the RBC Heritage. That's at plus 650. There's a soccer parlay over there as well. And I believe they were throwing up the NHL Lock Shop partner parlay that we had as well. Yeah, it is up now, and it is sitting at Golden Knights minus 1.5, Red Wings money line, Sharks money line plus 513. So you can find that. Screw it, let's do it. It'll be coming up. Jay's play of the day will be coming up. All the stuff from the DGN Den still to come as well. Numbers game is this. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins has scored even strength goals in 2 of his last 50 games. He's got 3 total because one of them was a 2-goal game.
Yeah.
He's got 11 points in his last 25 games. Had the one amazing year, but for the most part, he's like a 55 to 60 point guy.
He's a good NHLer.
Can you get offense out of Nuge at 5-on-5 in the playoffs if he's a center?
Probably not. Unless he has good. So, okay. Where do you come out on this discussion? Because on the post-game show, and we hit on it a little bit, and it got me going a bit. People say, and multiple people texted in and said, he needs to be a driver. And I understand that because in hockey and the way we watch the game, we talk about Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, they're drivers of their lines, right, Dusty?
Yeah,
yes,
they are.
They are, absolutely. And people say, well, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins needs to be a driver. How about Ryan Nugent-Hopkins can be an effective centerman, but he needs 2 good complementary players, and the 3 of them are a good line together. And it feels like we have become so infatuated with you need a driver and 2 passengers on each line, and that's how it works. End of story. Whereas, can you not have 3 guys that click together? And Ryan Nugent-Hopkins can be a good part of that, and he's not the driver. Like, I feel like he can still be adequate and effective centerman, giving you good minutes.
If he's not with like Frederick and Doc on a third line.
Yeah, exactly. And
that's nothing against Frederick Doc, but we're just talking about compared to Hyman and Podkolzin or Hyman and Savoy or something.
I'm basically saying like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is not a driver. Okay. But he could still be an effective player. And I know people like to go to special teams play and all that. I can't win a face up, whatever. That's fine. I don't disagree with you, but he can still be a part of a good line if he has decent wingers that click with him. And it could be an effective line. The key is finding that. And I don't think we found it.
The definition of the line driver is a very interesting one because, I mean, you can look at the special guys who drive lines, right? Yeah. I'm not even sure how much of a true line driver Nuge was in his prime.
Ever.
Like that, like in his prime even, you know, like Nuge has always just been a very good secondary offensive option.
Yep.
Which is fine. I mean, that's and you know, responsible defensive for and some of those things. Sure. But to expect him to, I expect him to be better than 11 points in 25 games.
Yes, that's fair, and he needs to.
But I'm not sitting here going Nuge should be centering his own line and have 20 points in 25 games. Like that's, to me, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is best suited as a left winger on this team. And with Dickinson and Draisaitl out, he's going to have to play center for you. And I want to see if he can go out there and not drive, but if he's going to be their second line center, he is going to be playing with good players, Tommy, right? Like not Draisaitl and McDavid, but he's going to be playing with Podkolzin and Roslovic.
Who said
you should be able to generate some offense of those guys?
Yeah, like
Nuge, Hyman, Savoy, or Nuge, Hyman,
that was a decent line. Like it can happen. It's just part of me thinks like it's still like he was the first overall pick, and he had a 100-point season a few years ago, and that overshadows what he really is, and that's just a good middle 6 guy. He doesn't cost you an arm and a leg like Dusty. He makes $5.25 million.
Oh, that's the other thing I said today. I said, even if you want to be critical of him, even for what he does do, he's still good bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Because we were asked on 3 questions today, like, do you think they'll try to move him in the offseason? Say,
Why?
hey, first of all, Nuge wouldn't move anyway.
Yeah.
And second of all, he's still actually a pretty good value player for what you're getting.
Yeah.
So I hope that as the second line center to start a series, we're coming in going, how about the offense from the Nuge line?
Let's go, Nuge.
Right?
Get
And
that
you just-
offense going.
That
Please
would
and
be
thank you.
that would be nice to see. Not going to say it's 100% necessary, but it could end up being necessary.
Yeah.
If whoever they're playing could somehow slow down 97,
Yeah.
which probably is easier said than done.
Nuge's shootout goal was magnificent the other day, by the way. All those shootout goals were wonderful.
Excellent shootout.
Yes. I did notice, I took a peek, and Nuge, remember they were making a big deal about him switching to Warrior sticks? He went to the LX3. He's back with CCM. I looked at the stick rack the other day, and he's got new CCMs. I'm assuming he liked the LX3. Listen, this is just diatribe, I'm sorry. But I'm assuming he liked the LX3 that Warrior makes. It's a great stick. I have one. It doesn't help me. Don't worry. But they probably like mimicked it and made it for him in CCM. So
Oh, really?
We'll
get to the
maybe
same
he's
thing,
getting
but-
used to the new stick. I don't know. I just noticed that he's back with CCM. So there's that.
You need Dad Nuge
Sorry.
to come out in the playoffs.
Tony's Twigs. You know Tony does that? He used to do Tony's Twigs.
No.
He used to do a segment. That's actually a pretty fun segment. I wish I did it.
Who did that? Tony Brar?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I never did Tommy's Twigs, and Tony did it, and I was like, damn, kid.
It's a really good idea.
That's a great idea. And
That's a really good idea. This text comes in. Let's get to your Popeye Spicy headlines. If you're looking for a bite to eat for lunch today and you can't make it to a BP's, you're going to be a little bit quicker, swing on by Popeye's 3-piece bone-in chicken, hand-battered, marinated for 12 hours. Absolutely delicious. 3 massive pieces of chicken that will certainly fill you up for just $8 at all Popeye's locations. So a couple different headlines, things that we can get to. One, this text comes in from Coach Mike and says, you guys want to talk ticket prices? $300 for the cheap seats in round 1.
not even surprised.
Okay, so let me get your thoughts on this, Tommy, because Huss brought it up with me, and I never even sort of viewed it as a possibility. But like a club seat in round 1's $1,000.
Yeah.
So they're
insane.
going to take as much of your money as they can, which I get it. They're a business.
Yeah.
But Huss said, he said, what's it going to look like if he said 2,000? It's going to be 2,000. But like, what if game 1 of the playoffs isn't sold out?
I don't think that's going to happen.
That's what I said. I said if we're so hot and horny for playoffs.
Yeah.
People will just pay the prices, which is why the Oilers charge them.
Yeah.
But in some sort of crazy, like, could you imagine if we're sitting here after game 1?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, there was only 17,805 people at the game tonight.
That's embarrassing.
But it's not because, like, at that point, it's on the Oilers.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly,
Like, I'm not
exactly.
There's
'Cause you
no
want
way
that
in
building
hell
full.
I'm
That's
going
why I
to
said that.
if they don't sell, they're going to sell out.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have seen a lot of people be pretty concerned about the ticket prices.
Feels like it's getting to that threshold.
They're right bordering on, I think.
Yes.
If they don't, if there's only 17, like let's say there's 300 or 400 unsold tickets or whatever.
That's not good though.
That's the thing. But you will not find any of us here at Edmonton Sports Talk going to the fans being like, how do you not sell out that building?
No, never.
Like it would be wake up call. I also don't think they're there yet though. Like I think people will still pay the price to get in. But that's pricey, man.
It is.
300 just as a get in price.
It's insane.
Is nuts.
Do you remember when they were selling tickets to just like you didn't have a seat, but you were in the building, so you're in the concourse. You kind of like watch over a drink rail or whatever just to be there. I don't know if they're doing that again, but they'll do anything to maximize profit. And then like listen, in terms of butts and seats, the people that like say they have the 300-400 people that are like, I can't go to this game. This is insane. I think secondary market, you get the people that go to like Ice House and they wait till 10
and
minutes
try to get it
before the
after.
game, and then they buy a ticket for like half price. That'll happen. I think that building's going to be rocking. I think it's going to be. People are thirsty for the playoffs, obviously. But one thing I can never do is question Oilers fans' support and love for the team. Ever. Never, ever. If they don't show up, it's for a reason. Too pricey. team performance, not happy with management or the owner, whatever.
Yeah, they want to be there.
I can never, ever, ever, having witnessed it firsthand on the road here in Edmonton, question how much loyalty they genuinely have for the team, ever. Now, I can question how crazy they are and stupid stuff they say and stupid stuff we say. That's part of the fun. But I will never question the amount of passion for that team. So if there is a situation where 300 or 400 seats are empty, I'm looking at the Oilers going,
there's no other way to look at it.
You guys priced yourself too high.
You know how desperate your fans are to get into these games. That's why they're still going to sell out.
Guess
They're
what?
charging you $300 just to get in. And then if you want to have a drink, like it's a $400 to $500 night just to get in the building for one ticket.
Yes. And guess what? There's going to be 10,000, 15,000 people outside the building at the moss pit, at the party tent.
Yeah.
Downtown. If you don't have those 300-400 people in the building, it's because you jack the prices up too much and you're asking for way too much. You're dipping into people's pockets.
Big Uke over in the chat says it's going to be $40 just to get into the moss pit soon enough.
I think
moss pit's free, right?
Yeah, and the party tent was 10. Oh no, the watch parties are $10, and it goes to EOCF.
Like when they're on the
road.
Yeah.
We got the email yesterday or 2 days ago from Kevin over at the Oilers. Yeah, moss pit should be free. Mix in a water, kids.
Yeah,
you little shitheads.
It's good to have a fun time, but you don't want to be on Yegwave.
Please don't beat each other up.
You don't want to be on Yegwave.
I've witnessed many fights down there.
Guys in Oilers jerseys fighting guys in Oilers jerseys.
Do you guys like the same team? Come on, you guys. The best was 2 seasons ago. I was going back to Ice House, and instead of like going around the pedway and through, it was nice outside, so I went down Fort Hall, and I wanted to go through the moss pit, and like 3 cops were like standing there, and they're like, "Good luck, Tom." And I was like, "Am I not getting through?" They're like, "It's a mess."
Really?
And I barely squeezed through. I'm like, I'm going to try. And they're like,
moss pit, more like mess pit.
It's a mess pit. And then the next day, you see the people with the pressure washers just like spraying the puke down.
That's disgusting.
Mix in a water. Please mix in a water. That's all I ask.
Here's what I would say. Just go watch the games wherever Tommy's set up.
Please come see us.
You'll be fine.
Yes. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Home games will be at Ice House. Road games will be at a rotating group of Boston Pizzas and Hudson's probably.
Have we heard anything?
Well, we're waiting to see the schedule.
Yeah, that's right.
As soon as the schedule's ready, those 3 road games will get scooped up.
And we don't know this. Legit, like people have been asking me.
Are you hearing anything?
I'm assuming Sunday or Monday, okay?
Sunday or Monday.
I know Maddie put out something. Jim Matheson put out a thing about Saturday, but I think it's Sunday or Monday.
God, give us a playoff Tales of the North on the Monday.
That'd be wonderful.
That would be fun. Mm-hmm. That would be a lot of fun. I think that's good. The other Popeye spicy headline that we wanted to get to, Kevin Lowe on LinkedIn.
Yes, let's get to that.
I know you guys got into this on the Hangout, eh?
Yeah, we did. And I got fired up because it reminds me of like Edmonton prior to the first overall picks.
Like the dark days.
The dark days.
Post 06 before the pick started.
Yeah.
And even pre 06 before the run. Chief Andy, I'll give Chief Andy credit on this.
What Chief Andy say?
Apparently LinkedIn is the new Yeg wave.
No, listen. Oh, God.
That's kind of funny.
Nicely done, Chief Andy.
That's kind of funny.
That's nice.
I like that.
But listen, I know Kevin. Kevin's an Edmontonian.
No, I said on the morning show today, Tommy, I said, I don't think anybody in the history of the Oilers cares more about the Oilers in Edmonton than Kevin Lowe.
Kevin Lowe is Mr. Oiler.
Yeah.
He is Mr. Oiler. Connor McDavid, Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier, whatever you want to say about those guys. Like you think about the Oilers, you think about those guys. That's fair. Kevin Lowe is Mr. Oiler. First ever draft pick by them. He bleeds orange.
He's been involved in every single level of the organization that you need. Like
so, Sean showed me that last night from Kevin's LinkedIn. Kevin, I'm with Kevin on LinkedIn. I'm connected, and I've noticed that he likes to be very thorough on LinkedIn and say his piece. He's not social media savvy, so that's his Facebook. This is me knowing him and defending himself and defending the city. I had a great conversation 2 weeks ago with him, and him and I were talking about Ryan Whitney. He hated Ryan Whitney. He signed the damn guy. I mean, he had him on his team. Well, Steve Tambellini did, but he's like, well, Witt's now, he's an Oilers fan, so I like him again. I'm like, oh, you're Mr. Oiler. Like that's him, Mac T, Bucky. They all bleed orange and blue, and they're proud of this city. So Pronger, opening up about how he ended up signing with the Oilers after the trade, it rehashes old wounds as an Edmonton kid. When this was not a destination. Northlands Coliseum sucked. It was not as good as the other buildings in the league. We didn't have a 5-star or 4-star JW Marriott right across the street. There was an identity crisis, and this conversation brings a lot of that back, in my opinion. And that Stanley Cup run, which some people are not over still, and I say get over it, but it's easier said than done, I think brings a lot of those emotions back. And so I understand what Kevin is saying, and I respect what Kevin is saying. And I mean, like Belsey said on the Hangout, this is not the same Edmonton. We're in a completely different place. The economics of the Oilers is completely different, but it still stings. So I get it, and I have no problem with Kevin saying what he needs to say.
Here's what he said.
Yeah.
So Pronger, their athletic piece from Chris Pronger, to which Kevin Lowe did not like. So Kevin Lowe went on LinkedIn and said this. You may have read Chris Pronger's recent piece in The Athletic. I can't overstate how disappointed I was after reading it in full. Then he put a link in there.
Yeah.
It says, to his credit, he takes responsibility for making a personal decision in the middle of the night that impacted his family. That part is fair. We've all made mistakes, and owning them matters. But where I take issue is how casually Edmonton is folded into that story as though it was merely an inconvenience tied to what he now describes as a drunken decision. That's more than disappointing. It feels like a convenient rewrite. As general manager at the time, I handled that situation the way I always tried to, professionally, responsibly, and in good faith. Looking back, hearing how he frames it today, I find myself wishing I had handled it differently. Quite frankly, I wish I said no and let him sit out rather than accommodate a decision he now seems to quickly diminish.
That's fair.
What makes this even harder to reconcile is what followed immediately after. The day after the agreement, I received a personal note from his wife expressing how excited they both were about coming to Edmonton. That sentiment doesn't align with the version of events being portrayed now. Perhaps at the time he was trying to reset the narrative or distance himself from circulating rumors, but it stands in stark contrast to what's being shared today. And in 2023, the night before Doug Waite's induction into the Edmonton Oilers Hall of Fame, I had the privilege of joining Doug and Bill Guerin and their families for a private dinner. Both spoke glowingly about the city of Edmonton and how pivotal it was to their careers and how meaningful it was to their families' lives. This has been the experience of the vast majority of players who've come through here. Edmonton is a first-class city with passionate fans and a proud hockey tradition. It is not a punchline and is not something to be explained away years later. It deserves better than that, and so do the people who supported him while he was here.
It's well said.
Woo!
That's
On
Kevin
LinkedIn.
Lowe. That's Kevin.
Pretty well spoken, actually. And
as much as he screwed up some things and had that horrible tier 1, tier 2, the guy cares, man, and he will always care.
Well, even in the tier 1, tier 2 thing, it was out of passion. It was his passion for anybody criticizing his organization that led to the comments that.
Listen, a tier 1 fan is a season seat holder, okay? Yeah. Tier 2 fan is, and a tier 1 fan and a tier 2 fan. I'm not saying what he said was okay. I'm not excusing it, but I had to go to those stupid marketing meetings, even though I was on the broadcast team, like with the Oilers TV, and they had buzzwords. When you remember we had P1, P2, and this is Dave. He's our P1. He grinds it out from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and he's listening to 12-6. So they had buzzwords like tier 1 fan, season seat holder, tier 2 fan, person that comes to like 3 or 4 games a year, but usually watches at home, goes to the bar and watches the game. And Kevin cared enough that he would be in those meetings. He'd listen to what marketing people would tell him, and he mistakenly used those terms. Not to excuse it again. It was still, everybody should be a valued fan. But
Mex Bazuzu says, I didn't know LinkedIn is where the bangers reside. How much do you use LinkedIn?
I hate it.
Like, I saw it on LinkedIn. I was like, I didn't even know people posted like opinions like that on LinkedIn. I thought it was just like a fancy resume website.
It's corporate Facebook. And if you add me on Facebook, I don't go on there. I'm sorry. I have like 35 friend requests or whatever. I just talk to my Polish grandma. I do Google Translate to talk to my babunia on Facebook, okay? Please don't add me. And that, to me, LinkedIn is corporate Facebook.
Yeah, I just went to LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm always logged in. I didn't know that. I have a message from American Express trying to get me a business platinum card.
Do you have a premium membership option?
No, I don't. No.
Usually they offer that up.
Oh, you can see other people viewed my profile. Interesting.
Oh, look at that. My top post is this. Kevin Lowe.
Because you follow Kevin on there?
We are a connection.
So how often would you go on LinkedIn, Tommy?
Once a week, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, see, I've never... yeah. What's my network? Is that like people that you would be following?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got people who've...
requested you?
Added me, or yeah. Scott Barabash. Barabash came to Mexico with me like 10 years ago. Him and his family, him and his brothers. They were a good time.
That?
The Barabash boys were a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's LinkedIn.
But I know, yeah, see, I have Facebook. Zero connections. I'm following zero.
Yeah.
Like I just...
It's corporate Facebook.
Huh.
Anyway, some people love it.
I mean, it could be convenient now that there's a business here. Maybe I do need to...
you should add Edmonton Sports Talk because it's my employer on there, and it doesn't. It has a generic avatar.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like.
Oh, so we should have a page for that.
Yeah. If you're interested, I mean, maybe Matthew.
But how many people how many people go on there and like rip people like Kevin Lowe did? Like,
again,
I love it. I think that's great.
That's me thinking Kevin just needed a outlet. I mean, he could come on this station. Maybe we'll get him on this weekend on Hello Hockey, or maybe he probably doesn't want to talk about it. Maybe we get him on the morning show tomorrow.
I would say this. If I was Kev, I wouldn't. Like, you've said your piece.
Yeah.
Playoffs are coming up.
Yeah.
We don't need in the market to have
this crap.
Yeah. There's no reason.
Yeah.
Like, I think what he said was good.
Yeah.
He got his message across.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a reason to go on and double down because all you're doing there is giving Pronger's book more love.
That's true.
And obviously I don't think he really wants to do that. So, but I would have liked to have seen him like on a different type of social media announcement, like with a dance on TikTok about
like
Chris Pronger, like something like that. Or
what if he did like a walk and talk like you do
a walk and talk?
Yeah.
Yeah, walk and talk outside the rink downtown. Like, hey,
lovely.
Kevin Lowe here, playoffs just around the corner. Just a couple things to say about Chris Pronger.
Yep.
That would be good. Somebody said they're here for the Kevin Lowe, Chris Pronger fight in the moss pit.
He's had hip surgery. He's not fighting anybody anymore.
I've been really linked into that movie, The Campaign, lately with Farrell. And,
yes.
And it's like when they see each other at like a press event or something.
Yep.
And there's the one where they see each other and they're like, is he looking at me? And then they run and go and fight and Farrell punches the baby. Like, I like to see Pronger here for a playoffs and Kevin Lowe's on the other side of Rogers Place and they sort of spot each other and then they seek each other out.
But it's weird because Pronger's been doing alumni events with the Oilers, which is very bizarre, I find.
Yeah, that's a little strange.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
It's hard to say no to a Hall of Fame guy like that, though. Even though you only had him for 1 year. I don't know.
I mean, he was only here for 1 year.
I'll have to talk to Patty
it was
Garland.
a phenomenal, very memorable year.
Yeah, it was.
But it was just 1 year.
I'm fortunate I get to do a lot of stuff with the alumni. I'd have to ask Patty Garland how this changes things, if at all. Probably not. They'd probably roll his eyes and be like, he's just trying to sell books. Whatever.
I guess that's what you have to do if you're going to sell a book.
Yeah.
Like if Chris Pronger came out and wrote a book about all my uncontroversial stuff, who would want to read it?
Yeah.
Like,
let's have some more vanilla ice cream, please.
Sean Texan says Kevin Lowe is a freaking god. Incredible post. Stroll says round of clicks for Kevin Lowe.
He's a good man.
RCN says Lowe's response was very over the top for all that Pronger said. It wasn't that big
Really?
of a jab. Nolan from St. Albert says, we'll never get over 06. It was always going to sting.
It was.
For you guys who were here back then, Tommy, does 06 sting worse than the last 2 years?
No. No.
I feel like people still are like more heartbroken over it.
I was a legitimate, like, I was a big Oiler fan.
Yeah.
I was 20 years old in 06.
I was right in your wheelhouse.
It was right in my wheelhouse. I was on White Ave. It was crazy. I remember ESPN Deportes because I was in Cancun when they clinched against Anaheim, and the bartender, Manuel, was like, hey, man, this your city? And I was like, yeah, that's our city. He's like, you guys are crazy. You want a beer? Yeah. It was a magical run, and it was totally out of the blue. The team wasn't very good that year, even with Pronger and Pekka, and Kevin made some great trades. And it just, they caught lightning in a bottle, Dusty. And when Rolison went down, it was pretty much the end of it. Even though with Markkanen, they almost won still. I think the last 2 years, because you have McDavid and it's not Cinderella, it's expected, and they were right there. I think that has been tougher with Draisaitl too. But my heart is not invested the same way.
It's invested in a different fashion. Yeah.
But 06 was, I remember Gene
had good 06 stories last night.
He had great. And so did Connolly.
Go back and watch that. They both did. Connolly said going into the room after they lost the cup in 06 was the toughest thing he ever had to do in his career.
Yep. And back then, Mark at CBC, the main sports guy, and that's when the local stations were the big thing, and obviously TSN Sports Network too, but Mark would command the scrum, right?
That's what he said. He said that last night. And Gene's story is great because he said after the third round, Mac T gave him a big hug. It was just like, we're going to the Stanley Cup final. Yeah. And then after the injury, we're done.
Yeah.
Series over.
Yes. Mac T, he's a realist.
That was it.
That's the beauty of Mac T.
He knew what was up there.
And then Gene was telling stories about like Wayne on the bus and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll add one. Because Wayne I remember we were in New York City and Wayne was annoying Kevin. And Kevin goes, go to the back with the media. And you could see him being like, get out of here, Wayne. And Wayne's like, fine, Kevin. Like, they're like brothers, right? And you could see Wayne, and he had a pillow sack of beer. And he's like, Tom, I'm not going to drink these alone. And I was like, okay.
I guess I'll have to have a beer with you, Wayne Gretzky.
I'll have a beer with you. And then after, when we went down to San Jose for Game 6, we flew down in the afternoon after the Oilers practiced here. And we hop on the bus. And same thing, Wayne gets on the media bus instead of the team. He wanted to leave the team to do its thing. And I'm like listening to music. I'm at the back of the bus. And I just feel like this cold thing like slapped on my shoulder. And it's a Heineken. And I was like, oh. I'm like, hey, thanks. And I look and it's Wayne. He's like, Tommy, beer. And I was like, okay. And my camera guy, Blaine, he gave Blaine a beer. And Blaine looked at me and he's like, should I? I'm like, you don't say no to him.
Yeah.
You don't say no to him.
Wayne Gretzky could have Blaine a gun and say, shoot Tommy in the head. And he would have had to do it.
I'd be like, here, Blaine. He's the man. It's awesome.
All right. Coop, what's coming up on EST Afternoons, buddy?
Well, we got lots coming up. Of course, we will continue the discussion with the comments from Kevin Lowe and Chris Pronger. We'll also connect with Derek Van Diest from NHL.com, friend of the show, and friend of EST overall, and friend of Tommy.
Just a good guy.
Yeah, he's
the mayor of Kelly.
Great show coming together here.
Everybody's friend. Yeah, and then you get this, okay? Now, poor season for them, but our boy Andrew Hustler Patterson from Winnipeg Sports Talk at 2:40. We all the Screw It, Let's Do It parlay as well, and Hernan's World.
Oh, Hernan's World coming up as well today. All right, so that's a great show. If you are watching on YouTube, turn on autoplay. That'll take you right on over to EST Afternoons. We suggest you stick around. We think you'll like it. That'll lead into the Reed Wilkins Show as well. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart, don't go anywhere. Static free sports content all day long on all of those free apps as well. That is going to do it for the Oil Stream today. Brought to you by Boston Pizza, where the playoff menu looks delicious and is now available. For Tom Gazzola, I'm Dustin Nielson. Talk to you tomorrow morning, setting up the final game of the regular season on The Nielson Show. Take it easy.